So welcome everybody. I'm so very honored to have all of you, and especially those from Paris, around the world. It really is an honor and a blessing to have you. So tonight I'm just going to share with you what would really be considered to be an introductory lecture or introductory presentation on the Silva method, and it's called the 4 skills to empower you. The reason it's called that, the truth is, if there were only 4 skills that you needed to be successful in any endeavor, in any country, in any culture, whether that was 1,000 years ago or 1,000 years ahead, these would be for sure the same 4 skills. They're timeless and they don't change regardless of your industry or your circumstances. So I hope this will add value to you. I can promise you that when you walk away here, if you're not familiar with the Silva method, if you're new to the Silva method, because a lot of you are, you will leave here with some tips and techniques to help you navigate your life in a more graceful way, to live a happier life, a healthier life. And if you're happy and healthy, I can tell you that wealthy is a side effect. If you're unhappy, we block a lot of energy and flow. So I'm the certified Silva instructor for Australia, and I'm also a certified John Maxwell speaker trainer coach. For those who don't know who John Maxwell is, he's the world's #1 leadership author and speaker. He's written more books on leadership than anyone in history combined. He's written over 100 books on leadership. So he's been rated the leadership guru by Amazon or whoever for the last 8 years. All right, so let me get into the presentation. And as I say, if you have any questions as we go along, please feel free to interrupt me and just ask. And it will be an interactive session, so I expect some response. So these are the 4 key skills, and I'm going to dip into them and give you the tips on how to achieve these. The first one is the foundation of every success. It's your ability to remain calm and focused even under pressure. If a person doesn't know how to manage stress, you will be affected in every single area of your life. Your relationships will suffer, your memory will be impacted, your focus will be affected, your performance will be affected, your sleep, your metabolism, your digestion, every part of your health. Just got someone else joining here. Every part of your health will be affected. There's not really an area of your life that wouldn't be affected. So it is #1. And it is the single most important skill. And if you can master that, your ability to do whatever you want in your life will be achieved. If you learn any skill, regardless of the skill, and you become a master in that skill, if you then have to try and attempt that when you cannot remain calm and focused even under pressure, you will even underperform in that skill. So it's #1, it's the most important. Then #2 is being clear about your goals and being able to achieve them faster, knowing how to actually achieve your goals. How to join the webinar. Sorry, someone's just trying to join the webinar. I'll just send them the link if you don't mind. Sorry, just a second. I don't know. How come? Meeting. Okay. Sorry, I do apologize. Now, when we say get clear on your goals, many people will say, "Oh, Janine, that's quite obvious." The truth is, and this is true statistics, if you asked 100 people, what do you really want out of life, only 2 out of the 100 would be able to answer you straight away just like that. 98% of people do not know clearly what they want. And if you did push them for an answer, they'd probably say, "I want to be more happy, I want to be more wealthier," but they wouldn't clearly be able to articulate. So wishy-washy goals give wishy-washy outcomes. So being clear on them is absolutely essential, and any book that you read on personal development has got that as one of the points that every personal development person on the planet says, write out your goal or your vision. Why do we want to write it out? Because when you have to write it, you force yourself to become clear on it. Then the third one is how to overcome limiting beliefs. Now the truth is, every single person on the planet has got limiting beliefs. The challenge with limiting beliefs is we don't know what they are because they are in the subconscious mind, not in the conscious mind. So unless you've got a really good coach, or you're in a process of personal growth, such as a mastermind, or you can look at your actual results, but I'll show you a bit later in the presentation how you can become aware of your self-limiting beliefs, and then a technique to overwrite them. That's the most important thing. Is it possible? Absolutely, yes, it is. What do we need? We need a specific tool that works effectively. And then number 4 is, can you imagine your life if you were twice as good as making decisions? Just ponder that thought for a second. Every single thing you do all day long is decision after decision after decision. Tina, who's on this webinar, who's joined, was talking last night in our mastermind about choice. If you don't mind me using you as an example, Tina, and saying choice is, choice is a function of awareness. So when you make choices all day long, we are making decisions. So today, we're in a very pressurized world with a lot of stress, and especially at work, a lot of information passes your desk. We don't have the time to know all the facts. We don't have the time to read everything and analyze everything. So how do you make a good decision when you don't have all the facts? And how do you recognize for you, personally, just you, what's the right opportunity for you in your life? Those two things can significantly change the direction of your life and your direction of your success. And the answer to those is how to access more of our intuition. So I'll get to that as we go through. So I'll just start off with a little bit of an intro, and then I'm going to dive into each of these 4 skills. And I promise you'll walk away with techniques that you can apply in your life straight away. And then if you want to know more, we'll speak about it at the end. So the screen is black. There's nothing wrong with the webinar. I just want to talk to you quickly first. Science has proven today that every single one of us has a blueprint for how successful we are, how much money we earn, the quality of our relationships, how much love we experience in our life, how much love we can give or receive. There's a blueprint for these and just about everything else that's a result in your life. So please unmute your mics. Where do you think this blueprint comes from? What do you think this blueprint's correct terminology is? What do you think it's called? Anyone? I'll just unmute your mics. I don't know if you must unmute your own mics if you want to talk. So just tell me, just talk to me. Unmute your mics and tell me, where do you think this blueprint comes from that actually sets how much we earn, how happy we are, our health, our sense of belonging, our love? Anyone? Don't be shy, guys. I've got a witch hunt.
Our subconscious.
It comes from our subconscious. Yes. So when did we develop this?
Very
Parents
early
and
on.
generational.
Go again.
Parenthood and generational, passed down from parents.
100%. 100%. So, and what did you say, Tina?
I was just going to say from very early on from our environment.
Yes, very young. So it's correct. It's from the age of 0 to 7 in psychology is called the imprint phase. So when you were that young, your mind had only a subconscious mind. It never had the conscious mind yet developed. It develops from about 7 onwards. So everything you hear basically goes into the baby's brain, and all the beliefs are immediately formed. So whatever it hears, it just accepts. It doesn't have the ability to analyze or reject. So that's how we all got basically our conditioning. And our conditioning is just another term for a paradigm. So the truth is, you're not responsible for your paradigm, but you are responsible for changing it. And should we change it? Absolutely yes. Every one of us should be working on our paradigms and our conditioning to improve ourselves, because there's a lot of false limiting beliefs within that. I don't know. Someone's trying to come in. All right, so here's the definition. The paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and almost all of our behavior is habitual. So think about that. We think we're running our lives, but the truth is, most of the time, nearly all of the time, we are actually running on autopilot, driven by habitual patterns that have been learned many, many years ago, and it's how we do everything. So some of you who know me quite well have seen me talk about the stick man everywhere I go. I'm talking about the stick man again tonight. So here's the stick man. It comes from Dr. Thurman Fleet. It's an easy way to understand the mind. And the body is much smaller than the head, not because I draw badly, but because every single behavior of the body is driven by the mind. So let's assume that the top half of the mind is called the conscious mind, just so that we get a picture, and the bottom half is the subconscious mind. So subconscious, for those of you who understand that, of course, sub means below, and conscious means awareness. So the subconscious mind, we are not aware of what's in there. Now, it is the subconscious mind that drives all our behaviors. That's why there's a B there for the body or behaviors. That's what drives our behavior 95% of the time. Very little of our behavior is driven by the conscious mind, in case you didn't know that. And that drives our results. So my question to you is, if you were listening, you know the answer. What percentage of the time are we on autopilot, where the subconscious mind is just driving our behaviors? Any guesses?
All the time.
Not exactly all, that would be 100%, but another figure, give it a go.
70%.
Any other guesses? Anyone? Can't get it wrong. Any guess is good. Go on.
95.
Yes. Was that you, Eddie? Bravo. I think it was Eddie who spoke. Or was it George? I don't know.
No,
One of the
not
two.
me, not me.
Hi, Darlene. Welcome, Darlene. I never saw you then. Welcome, Trupti. So that's correct. The truth is 90 to 96%. There's just a range. I made it the lower range. We are on autopilot mode. That means that we're not even aware that our behavior is driven by habitual patterns. All our habits, all our beliefs, even our self-confidence and our self-worth are in the subconscious mind. So now I have a question for you. If you want to change your results, whether that's be healthier, be happier, make more money, have better relationships, how would you change it? Would you change it with effort and willpower using the conscious mind, or would you make changes by reprogramming the subconscious mind? What do you think is more effective?
Subconscious.
Correct. Now the big question is, how many times, according to neuroscience, how many times more effective is it to reprogram the subconscious mind to get different results than trying to use it with effort and willpower in the conscious mind? How many times more effective? Any guess?
1 million.
No, but that's a good guess. I like that the number's so big. Any other guesses?
100 times more effective, because all the beliefs were acquired between 0 and 7 years. So we were in the theta or alpha state. So we have to impress the new beliefs on this state of mind.
100%. So we've got to reprogram the subconscious. So how many times? So one said 1 million and one said 100 times. Any other guesses? How many times more effective to reprogram? No? Yes? Last guess.
10.
10? Okay, here's the number. 30,000. You have to say wow. If you're not saying wow, I'm going to tell you, say wow now. Just say wow, because it is wow.
Wow.
Can you believe, if you want to change your results, everybody you know is probably working on more to-do lists, more action lists, more calendar entries, more meetings, more appointments, more studying. Whereas the truth is, you want to change your results, just reprogram the subconscious mind, and automatically your behaviors will change, and so will your results. So the Silva method works at the subconscious level. The entire 4-day program is done in dynamic meditation. What Eddie was saying, you reprogram the subconscious mind because we're in alpha state and theta state. When you're in the alpha level, your subconscious mind is very receptive to impressions on the brain neurons, in other words. And in theta even more. So we're even going to the theta level, which is a deeper level of mind, and stay consciously aware at the same time. All right. So that just explains the paradigm is the subconscious. So the paradigm is a mental program that is almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and almost all of our behavior is habitual. That's the 90%. And that's why to work on the paradigm is the best way. So just briefly, I'll tell you what the Silva method is, then I'll dive into the 4 skills. The Silva method, as I said, works at the subconscious level. It's completely scientifically proven. The program has been around for over 50 years. It's a step-by-step, very easy to learn, very simple, structured techniques for personal success, health, and happiness. So just very briefly, the reason I'm a Silva method trainer today is about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, my life was in the worst place it had ever been in my whole life. And I was just going from bad to worse, and I was suffering from anxiety, and I wasn't performing well. I immigrated. I was in a new industry, in a new job, a new country, a new city, and it was just a bit overwhelming. And the more I was stressing about it, the worse my performance, and the more that happened, the more I stressed. Eventually, I got anxiety for the first time in my life, and I became very physically ill, and I was sick for 18 months. No doctor could help me. I was just going from bad to worse. And in absolute desperation, I had so many books, audio programs, and DVDs. Nothing was getting me back on track. One night in desperation, I went on the internet just for some help from somewhere. And somehow I came across the Silva method. And I read someone's review. And the guy was in sales. And he wrote that he was doing so badly, he was afraid of being fired. And he did the Silva method. And within 6 months, he became top salesperson in the company. At that stage, I was in sales, and I'll do anything to succeed. So I bought the program. At that stage, it was the home study. And the truth is, within 5 months, I became the top salesperson in the company, and I remained the top salesperson in a multinational, global market leader company for 4 more years while I was there. And I'm not bragging. It's not that I'm trying to impress you with it. What I want to impress upon you is that the Silva method really works, and the reason I believe it works is because it's very structured. If you've got a problem with sleep, there's a certain technique for that. If you've got a problem with headaches, there's a technique for that. If you've got a problem with goal achievement, there's a technique. So it's very simple and very structured. So as a result, my life changed so significantly, and it got better and better every year. Really, everything I wanted to achieve, I basically did. I eventually left corporate after 20 years to follow my dream. I had to go through major limiting beliefs and overcome fears and what I call terror barriers to leave corporate and go and work for myself. And I used the Silva method, and it helped me. And I made a successful transition, and I'm still doing that now. So I wrote to Silva International and said, this program is so significantly changed my life. It would be my dream to teach it. So that's how I got into the program. So these are some people who have done the Silva method. You may know several of these people. They all did the Silva method before they became world famous. So they accredit the Silva method to launching their careers. And as I said, it's been around for about 54 years now. It's in over 100 countries around the world, and millions of people have done it. So what is it? Well, it's a dynamic meditation program. Dynamic means we go into meditation, and it's not passive where you clear the mind and no. We go into meditation by relaxing deeply and going to alpha level, and then we actively engage the mind through creative visualization, guided imagery, mental rehearsal, and make impressions in the subconscious. And we also spend 2 full days of the 4 days on intuition. That's the best part of the program. And basically, you get a toolbox which can help you in any area of your life. All right, so let's dive in. How to remain calm and focused even under pressure. So just quickly, some of the early warning signs of stress. Any guesses? Just shout out. Don't be shy. Go as fast as you can. I'll give you a minute to name 20. Let's go. And you have to unmute all your mics though. Go on then. Any guesses?
To make decisions.
Yes. Don't make good decisions. Very good. What else? Come on, guys. Don't be afraid.
Anger easily.
Get easily angered. Very good. Yes.
Just feelings of overwhelm.
Definitely. Feelings of overwhelmed. Great. What else?
You feel tired.
Feel tired. Yes. Fatigued.
Shallow breathing.
Thank you. That's very good. Shallow breathing in the upper chest. Psychologists actually observe a patient when they walk in. One of the first signs of anxiety is shallow breathing in the upper chest. Yep. What else?
Scattered thoughts.
Yes, definitely. And lack of focus and can't remember things properly and can't concentrate. Yep. What else?
Become introverted.
Yes, so you basically hide away from life and like retreat.
Yes.
Yes, good. Any more? Three, two, one. Okay, I'll put them up. So there's the list. We've said angry and irritable, impatient, anxious. Cry easily or can't cry, feeling overwhelmed or fearful, can't laugh. Another of physical early warning signs are sleep, having trouble sleeping, headaches, digestive disorders. If you have any pain, it just gets exacerbated. George spoke of fatigue, and yeah, we spoke about the rest. So in terms of the behaviors, if you look at these things that we tend to consume when we're stressed, like alcohol or, you know, fatty foods, caffeine, chocolate, sugars, why do you think we consume these products?
Makes you feel better.
Thank you. Very good, Eddie. Yes, they make you feel better because they cause the brain. Go ahead.
To compensate something.
Yes, they make you feel better. And the reason is those products cause the brain to release serotonin and dopamine. Now, did you know that deep belly breathing in the lower belly is a natural antidote to stress, and it causes the brain to release serotonin and dopamine, and it's free. So here's the first takeaway for tonight. Meditation is the single most effective way, hands down, to manage and reduce stress. The most healthy with no side effects, because medication can be very wacky and I don't recommend it. You know, I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to tell you what to do. But if you want to manage and reduce stress, meditation is the most effective way. So if you want to get the Silva Method Long Relaxation, you can get it off the website. You can download it there for free. The site's at the bottom there. That's the Silva Method Australia website. So what happens is, you know, people say to me, Janine, we know that. We know that meditation is great for stress. And it's true. I'm sure you did know that. What I will say is there's a difference between knowing it and applying it every single day of your life and integrating it and implementing it so that over time you actually become a person who's calm and focused even under pressure. And that's a result of daily meditation. Because every time you relax in meditation, you're training your mind and your body to relax. Eventually, it becomes what we call a resourceful state. It's that calm state. And then you can be in the middle of chaos and you'll be quite calm. Everyone else will be losing their head and you'll be remaining calm. So that's the first technique. And if you don't know how to meditate, people say, I don't know how. I need, you know, some help. Well, Silva is all guided. The whole 4-day program, you just close your eyes, relax, and listen to the words, and just follow the guidance. So even the long relax. It's 26 minutes. It's equivalent to 4 hours of natural sleep for the brain and the body in terms of rejuvenation and health, because it's all at the alpha level. It's so recharging. So some of the benefits of meditation, I'm not too sure if any of you have any guesses what they are. Anyone? Just let's go quickly, like a speed test.
More calm,
Yes, calm, thank you.
better memory,
Better memory.
Positive.
Go again.
We think positive.
Definitely you think more positive. Yes, thanks, Tripti. What else?
Better sleep, more dopamine, more serotonin, better focus.
Yes, definitely. 100%. Any more?
We feel refreshed and motivated.
You feel more refreshed, definitely more motivated. Your mind is even more optimistic, I would even add. Yes. Any more? I'll put the list up here. So as I said, whilst you're in meditation, you're actually dissolving stress chemicals within the body. If a person meditated every day for more than 30 days, you'll naturally lower your blood pressure, your cholesterol, stabilize your blood sugar. It boosts the immune system. It's the most effective way to accelerate healing. If you're feeling unwell, meditate 3 times a day for at least 15 minutes or more. Your body will be accelerated in its healing process. The best thing ever is that feeling of inner peace and harmony. Did you know that everyone on the planet, no matter what they're striving for it because they believe if they get it, they will attain inner peace. It's everybody's, but they may not be aware of. It's where they're
Sorry,
trying to.
I cannot hear your voice.
Oh, and now? Can you hear me now, Eddie? Just give me a thumbs up if you can. Can you hear me, Tina? Oh, something's wrong with your computer, Eddie, because the other people can still hear me. If you want to jump on and jump off, can you hear me now?
I still don't hear your voice.
Maybe jump off and jump back in again, if you want.
I will deconnect and then reconnect.
Okay, great, great. And then we said clear thinking. You're more productive when you meditate. You have more energy. We said that. Intuition is massive. Everyone would love to use more of the intuition. Some people are aware of the intuition and trust it, and other people just haven't got the awareness or practice or self-belief. You can practice it. You can train it up in the Silva method. That's what we do for 2 full days. And the best thing is to access your intuition. When you are stressed, you cannot access your intuition. It's like static in a line of your GPS. If intuition is guiding you, the guidance is kind of switched off. That line is disconnected. Then this feeling of being in the flow state or just having lucky synchronicities, that's absolutely a side effect of constant meditation. And then the feeling of inspired action. Inspired action is very difficult to making an effort or trying to motivate yourself. Inspired action is effortless and it feels fantastic and you do the best job, and that's the feeling that you get. And self-empowered and better thinking, more creativity. Creativity is required for problem solving. So a little bit of self-awareness. Anyone heard that your words have power? Yes? No? Yes, I see Alejandro's nodding. So what have you heard about words having power? You can go, Tina. You seem to be easy to connect with. I can see your face on the list. Yeah?
Our words demonstrate what we think and who we are and how we behave, because our feelings turn into thoughts and our thoughts turn into actions.
Yes. Right.
We are what we say.
We are what we say. Beautiful. That's so true. And we can empower or disempower ourselves with our own words. Yeah. So there's this book written by 2 neuroscientists, Andrew Newberg and Mark Waldman, how words can change your brain. So this is not semantics that I'm going to share with you. This is probably one of the most effective things to improve your life, is to become aware of your inner dialogue, your own self-talk, how you speak to yourself. We're talking to ourselves all day long, believe it or not. Our thoughts, when we're not speaking out loud, we are doing self-talk. And they reckon, depending on the person, but the average person, their thoughts are 80 to 86% negative, and those thoughts go undetected by the conscious mind. So the more awareness we have on what we're thinking and saying in our head, the more we improve. And then the more we improve, the more aware we become. And that's the only way to change patterns of negative self-talk. This is the most important information you'll ever hear if you want to know how to change your life, is this. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. So that's why visualization is the most powerful and effective way to change your results, because if you can do it in your mind, your subconscious believes it's real. And if you do it again and again and again, it says, well, this is who you are, this is what you're doing, it seems to be your pattern, and that becomes your wiring, and then automatically it changes your behaviors, and that's how you change your results. So the other very important thing about that statement, there's a negative side to it. If the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between imagination and reality, then everything we say that's negative, it absolutely believes. And if it believes it wholeheartedly, it's going to affect your performance. So going back to the stickman diagram, the conscious mind can accept or reject any idea. If I say something to you or about myself, I'll give you an example. If I said to you, oh, this job is killing me, my conscious mind knows it's just the way we talk, doesn't really mean it's true, just means it's really a hard, tough job. But the subconscious mind is literal. It doesn't have the ability to analyze, and it takes everything literally. So when you say this job is killing me, your immune system immediately starts to get broken down. Negative chemicals get released, stress chemicals flow through your body, cortisol, adrenaline, whatever, and it does reduce the immune system and bring it down. So let's do a bit of mental house cleaning. This we're doing the Silva method on day 1. It's an awareness exercise of negative thoughts. So just shoot out to me as many negative thoughts as you can. What do we say to ourselves? Negative statements. Alejandra, you go.
Negative statements. It's impossible. I cannot do it. I don't have the capacity. I don't believe it's possible.
Yeah, those are probably the strongest of the whole list, especially the word can't. There's can't on the screen. Yep, it's impossible. Very good. Anybody else? What other bad words do we say to ourselves?
I'm not good enough.
Yep, I'm not good enough. Very good. Any more?
I don't have the time. I don't have the money.
Yes, very good. Even, yeah, and to say don't, I don't, even the word don't on its own is a negative word, because the mind thinks in pictures. So even if you say to someone, don't be late, or the picture is late, or don't slam the door, the picture in the mind is slam the door. That's why I say to a child, don't mess your drink. The child most often messes their drink. Why? Because the picture is what we don't want if we think in pictures. Because remember, if you want to create no spilling, you should say, please be careful with your drink, or please close the door quietly, as opposed to saying don't slam the door. So don't has, it's called the law of reverse effect. You get the opposite effect when you use the word don't. Try is also a negative word, because it presupposes failure. It's a different thing if I say I'll try and meet you at 7 o'clock, or I say I will meet you at 7 o'clock. Miscommunication. These words produce miscommunication. Never. If you're talking to someone and you use the word never or always, it's just not the reality. It's not the fact. It's not true. If you say to someone, you never listen to me, they're going to be on the back foot because it's not possible they never listen to you. So rather, to be more effective, we say, you're not listening to me right now. Or always, you know, you always interrupt me, or you're always late, or you always forget something. It's not always. Today, you haven't done whatever, or you've forgotten something. So that's more effective. It creates miscommunication. Also the word but. But just negates everything you said before. Imagine saying to someone that you really fond of, I love you, but it wouldn't really work that well. It just negates it. And as I spoke about, don't. So whenever we focus what we don't want, we get the opposite result. Hate, by the way, is a no-no word because it produces acid in the stomach, just using it. To claim I'm tired is probably one of the things you should eliminate from your vocabulary forever. What do we want when we're tired? Anyone? What do we want when we're tired?
More
Sleep.
energy.
Go ahead.
More energy.
More energy. So we would be more effective on the subconscious mind to say, I could do with some more energy right now than to say I'm tired. Because as you say I'm tired, you will reinforce tired and create tired. If you were very energetic and feeling perfectly fine, and I asked you to repeat the statement with emotion, I am tired, 20 times in a row, I can promise you, you would feel pretty fatigued just like that. That's how powerful the subconscious mind is. They've done this on stage with a person who's a weightlifter. He reached the maximum weight and he can do it. And then they asked him to say, I am weak 10 times, just 10. And he couldn't lift the weight. And they did the same thing with the same guy and made him say, I'm strong 10 times. And he could pick it up with a little bit more. So the brain is extremely powerful. It works immediately. The words we say are affecting us every millisecond of the day because they release chemicals. As we think thoughts, we're releasing chemicals that either make us better and stronger or weaker. Also, to use the term, this thing's a pain in the butt, or the traffic is a pain in the neck or a pain in the butt, really the body takes it as a directive. So you may not think it does anything because you've never witnessed anything, but you are affecting it. I did know a lady who came to the Silva method and had trouble with her legs her whole life. She had major problems with her legs. And when this came up, she went, oh my goodness, I always say the term, I can't stand this and I can't stand that. I can't stand the traffic. I can't stand. And she said, my mother used it her whole life, and my mother also had problems with her legs. And she's cancelled it. Her name's Claire. She's on the radio station with me. She doesn't have problems with her legs anymore. Just, she knew that it was something she used all the time, every day. Even to say, I'm sick and tired of this. If you say I'm sick and tired 5 times, 10 times, or just for everything you complain about, the subconscious says, hey man, you've given me 10 orders on sick and tired, and the next thing you're feeling unwell, but chilly, and you fatigued and cold. So really bad. Also to say, I'm dying to go on holiday. When you use words like that, I'm dying to, your body breaks down your immune system. There's a man, he's known as the first mental suicide. He lent money from the safe at work because he was a gambler and he ran out of money, and he lost all the money that he borrowed from the safe at work. So feeling so awful about what he had done and not knowing how to pay it back, he locked himself in some hotel room or something. This is a true story. And he just lay in bed and he said, God, I'm so disgraced, I should die. I'm so disgraced, I should die. And he just, in a fetal position in the bed. He stayed there for 2 days, and they found him in that room dead. And he was declared died from mental suicide. So it's just the point how powerful our subconscious mind is and how literal it is. So this is very, very important for you in your lives. Everything you're saying is a representation of what you're thinking. So catch your words as they come out your mouth. And if they're ever negative about yourself, you have to stop that pattern. There are a few more there. So in the Silva method, the pattern interrupter is called the cancel technique. and then you reframe with a positive statement. So as an example, I can't do this. Cancel, cancel. Somehow, some way, I can learn to do this. Or I'm tired. Cancel, cancel. I could do with more energy right now. Or I could do with a good sleep, if that's the truth, as long as it's true. You can't also lie and say, cancel, cancel, I'm feeling energetic. Because if you're feeling tired, you're not feeling energetic. So then there's dissonance. So you can't say something that's not true. But you can say, I would like some more energy. That's true. So as long as it's true, you overwrite with a positive statement. And as you do that more and more, eventually, you will stop using certain phrases and even certain words. And little bit by little bit, you will convert more and more and more negative thoughts into positive thoughts. And negative thoughts give negative outcomes, and positive thoughts give positive outcomes. You can never, ever, ever get a positive outcome from a negative thought. It's not going to ever happen. So this is so important. And I have to say, this is one of the most underestimated techniques. If a person just applied this, you can literally change your life. Because we have so many negative thoughts going through our head. And then, of course, the Silva method, there was a pharmacist called Dr. Coué who used to say, to make his patients say, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. So the Silva method uses that in every meditation, but you can use better and better in your reframe. If you said, I always forget people's names, just say, cancel, cancel. I'm getting better and better at remembering people's names. And every time you say that, you will literally tell your subconscious that you're getting better at remembering names, and that will be your result. If someone asks you tomorrow, how are you? Just say better and better. How's work? Better and better. How's the family? Better and better. Just use better and better as much as you can and watch your life improve literally. Okay, I'm going a bit faster now. Getting clear goals and achieving them. Well, what do we need to do to stay positive, motivated, and focused to achieve our goals? The first is define what you want and how to get there. This is called the what do I want reflection. Here's 5 sentences. If you want to write them down, you can. There's a summary at the end as well. These 5 questions, what do I want to create? I'll start from the beginning. Find a place where you won't be disturbed for about 10 minutes. Close your eyes, have these 5 questions pre-written down with spaces in between, and relax. Just take slow, deep breaths until you're relaxed. When you deeply relax, not just slightly deeply relaxed, peek your eye open and look at the first question. And what do I want to create? Whatever comes up for you, just scribble it down and then close your eyes and go back into meditation. We use the word create because we want to know that we are creating our own reality. We are not victims, and we're not victims of any circumstance. And it also empowers us knowing that we are 100% responsible for creating our lives. The second question is, why is this valuable to me? The minute you introduce why, you have more purpose. The next question is beautiful. What talents and strengths do I have to create this? This is awesome. We're now working in our strength zone. Everybody likes to do what they're good at. Nobody likes to do something that they're not good at. So we are now aligning our strengths with the things that we want to create, what we love. When is obvious. It helps the subconscious mind have a targeted date. Might not be exactly, but at least you have something to aim for. And then the last question is called the extension benefit factor. If you can think how achieving your goal would help or improve the life of 1 or 2 other people, it makes it even more of a purpose to achieve it. So if you have a family, it could be if you achieve the specific goal, it would be better for your whole family, whatever it may be. Okay. Whoops. Then, how do we stay focused and motivated? And also, how do we achieve the goal? So, definitely visualize. It's not even in here. It's take it for granted that you do visualize every day, that you're visualizing at least 5 to 10 minutes or more a day. I would say nothing less than 5 minutes, but 10 to 15 is awesome. The other thing is gratitude. Gratitude is a very, very powerful emotion. It raises our vibration. Everything, you must have heard of the law of attraction. No one hasn't heard of that. It's like almost a marketing term. But it's really a universal law, the law of vibration, the law of attraction. you attract into your life that you are, that you feel, that you think. So imagine if you're feeling gratitude and you're practicing to feel it. You're going to attract into your life more things that will help you feel it. So I recommend gratitude journaling every day of your life. Don't miss a day. It should be a daily habit. Me personally, I do it last thing at night because they've proven the way you go to sleep is the way you wake up. So if you go to sleep angry and stressed, you're going to wake up the same way with the thoughts just triggered straight away as you become conscious again. So rather go to bed with gratitude in your heart and let that marinate in your subconscious while you sleep. Nothing better. And the other thing, of course, surround yourself with people who can support you. Some people here who are in this webinar are in a mastermind right now with me. Alejandra, Tina, let me just go down the list. Nick, not Nick, Paul is in as well. So, you know that, I mean, Alejandra, you've been in a few masterminds. When you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, you can talk for yourself. What difference does it make to surround yourself with people that are like-minded?
Well, they can help, you know, to reinforce the goals or where you want to go. And so it creates, you know, a very positive, you know, mind. And it's amazing because it helps you also to overcome obstacles or, I don't know, any negative thoughts or things. And I strongly recommend the gratitude journal also. I am doing it every day and it's fantastic, really.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yep, so those are tips that definitely speak for themselves. Number 3, overcoming limiting beliefs. You can literally rewire yourself for success and overwrite them. So here we go. How do you know you have a limiting belief? It's very simple. You can only feel 2 ways. You can feel good or feel bad. Many different levels and degrees of good and bad, I agree, but you can only feel good or bad. Anytime you feel negative emotion, somewhere, somehow, in there is a limiting belief, either about you, someone else, the situation, the economy, the planet, I don't know. Any negative emotion, there's usually some limiting belief in there. Also, if you're ever feeling stuck in your life, you're up against some limiting belief. And what we see that we're struggling with that's keeping us stuck is probably that very thing. So how do you override self-limiting beliefs? Well, we do this in the Silva method in a structured meditation combining something called the 3 fingers technique and the mirror of the mind, but I'll explain to you if you haven't done it how we do this. You can do it for yourself. Before you visualize achieving any goal, first use some evidence in your life. Reflect like that man in the picture there. Sometime when you felt amazing sense of achievement. Then close your eyes, take long deep breaths, become deeply relaxed, relive that experience with all your mental senses. How did it feel? How did it look? What did it sound like? Relive it like a real movie. And as you create all those emotions and that nice resourceful state of success, confidence, and achievement, and you're feeling amazing, then bring in a future goal and then see yourself achieving it. So you first create the resourceful state, and then you create the future goal, and you see yourself achieving it. And if you visualize, my friends, do it daily. There's nothing better. You'll change your life. If you even just have a daily goal, what do you want to do today really well? What's the one thing even? Just visualize it for 5 minutes in the morning. You will have success in that one thing. And you can do this for anything. I can use literally a 3 to 4 minute, even quicker, a 2-minute visualization as I park my car to see a client, that I'll just be more receptive, more caring, have a better connection with them, listen well, you know, build rapport easily, give them the impression that, you know, you can trust me, and just all those good things. You just do it and you find it absolutely happens. So visualize, visualize, visualize. Nothing more I can say about that. It's the most powerful technique to override limiting beliefs. And even for self-confidence, see yourself confident in your visualization. That's how you become more self-confident. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. So if you keep behaving confidently in your visualization, it says you're behaving more confidently, more and more and more. So if you're a public speaker, it's very powerful for public speaking. Number 4, make better decisions and recognize opportunities. That's all about intuition, accessing your intuition, and of course your creativity. Can anyone answer this question? This is a Harvard study, Harvard research. They said the 2 most effective tools for the 21st century executives are what and what? Any guesses? Any guesses? Can't get it wrong, just guess. Anyone?
Intuition.
Wow, who said that?
Darlene.
Darlene, I don't know when I'm going to meet you, but I'm going to give you a big fat high five. People don't usually get that, but yes, it's intuition. One of them is intuition. Great. What's the other one? Any guesses?
Imagination, visualizing, imagining.
It's not from the Harvard research, but that is very good, I would say. It's what we've just spoken about, meditation. So can you believe this? If you thought about this research and you showed this, in the corporate world, people generally guess very different things. But these are the most effective tools. Why? Because if you practice meditation, all the things, you make better decisions, you're calm and focused, you can think clearly, your memory is better, your judgment is fantastic. Then when you've got all this information and life is so busy, how do you make good decisions? You don't have the time to read everything. If you can trust your intuition when you only have 20 or 40% of the information, but you've got to make a decision, if you can trust your intuition, it'll always guide you right. You'll make better decisions. That's why Steve Jobs is an example. His intuition helped him see future trends. When he was going for the iPod, they had taken the MP3 to many companies, big companies, and they all said no. When they brought it to Apple, he said, we're doing this, and he axed 70% of their projects. He said, we're going to work on the MP3, which is the iPod, and he personally devoted all his time to the iPod. How would a person know it was going to work? How on earth would you know? There was no evidence and no history. In fact, the only evidence of history was failure. The MP3 had failed everywhere anyone's tried it. That's an example of intuition. So you can see how when we access it, we are head and shoulders above the rest. So the challenge with intuition is we often don't know if it's wishful thinking or it's fear or it's really accurate intuitive insight. We get a lot of distortions. We also have projections. That means your life story can get projected into your circumstance and you think it's intuition, but it's actually not. It's just your own history. Like if you were brought up told to never trust second-hand car salesmen and one day you're about to buy a car, you're just about to buy this car and something in your mind says, oops, this guy, something about him, don't trust him, in your head, and you walk away from the deal. Was that intuition or was that projection? Then it's very hard to tell. So how do we refine intuition? Well, the only way to do it is multiple points of reference, many experiences and feedback. Well, I sensed it like this, was I right or wrong? So in the Silva method, when we spend 2 days on intuition, we play a few games on day 3, one in the morning, one in the evening, to detect things, and obviously we haven't refined it so much yet. But then on day 4, we spend 3 full hours, what we do, case working it's called, where you use your intuition to detect things at a distance, and then you get immediate feedback. And if you do it for 3 hours, you get so much repeated feedback, you eventually come to know how you sensed it, and that's refining intuition. So it's just many verifiable points of reference, evidence, experience, doing it more and more, and really just practice. So if you haven't done the Silva method, I would say to you this: become aware of your intuition, your hunches, your gut feeling. and trust it every single time. If it leads you wrong, reflect on it and work out, was that fear or was that wishful thinking? And you'll work it out quickly. Otherwise, trust your intuition and never ever not trust it. Your golden rule is always trust it, and you will refine it. Of course, if you do the course, it's amazing. People blow their socks off. Your intuition is amazing. Everybody's intuitive. You don't have 5 senses, my friends. You've got 6. You're born this way. Maybe you haven't used it much, or maybe you have. I don't know. But if you'd like to refine it, there's a methodology in the Silva method that's extremely successful and time-tested and proven. So just to tell you, I'm very passionate about intuition because it's your guidance system. It's like a gift from your creator. And you do need guidance. Why do you need guidance? Because you need to answer some questions for your life. Otherwise, the whole story of being here has no value. Why are you here? What is the meaning of your life? What is your life's purpose? So I can just say from my side, I'm so passionate about life purpose because I was lost my whole life and didn't know what mine was, that I wrote a book, A Guide to Discovering Your Purpose and Value in This World. I have to say, without intuition, I believe people can be quite lost often in life. And with intuition, you'll always find your way. And if you don't know what your life purpose is, it's your intuition that will guide you to it. It's nothing else. You can't go on a course to find your life purpose. It's a guidance system. Okay, just to recap, the 4 key skills are how to remain calm and focused even under pressure, meditate daily, use the cancel, and reframe with a positive affirmation. Secondly, how to get clear goals and achieve them quicker. Do the what do I want reflection, those 5 questions in meditation, because you'll actually get different answers if you didn't do it in meditation. Your beta level thinking is different to answers in the alpha level. The alpha level, it's more intuitive. It's like from your higher self. Gratitude journaling and support yourself with like-minded people. To overcome limiting beliefs, remember, be aware of your negative emotions and negative self-talk. Then use a resourceful state and visualize to overcome it. Just a very quick story which might help you relate. About 10 years ago, when I was in the worst place I've ever been, I was very unhappy at work, doing really badly, I was unwell, stressed to the hilt. And if you asked me how I was doing or how things were, I would tell you at that time that I hated my job. Cancel. But I said those words. I hate my job, and I don't know if I should stay or leave. I was so confused. And then one day, I just got the awareness that every time I say that, I'm creating it. So I really had some of this awareness. And I thought, it's probably a limiting belief. So what I did was, the minute I got that awareness, I used to live in Melbourne at the time, and I took either a train, a train and a tram to get to work every day. I would sit in the train every day. I promise you, this is true. And I used to close my eyes and repeat, I love my job. I absolutely love my job. I love my job. I absolutely love my job. I absolutely love my job. And I used to close my eyes and visualize initially where I worked in South Africa, where I really did love my job, being there first until I got the emotions right. And then I just started saying it about where I worked. And I just repeated it, and I promise you, it was probably more than 1,000 times a week. Did you know that after like 3 months or so, I started enjoying it? Within 4 months, I really liked it. And 5 months later, I was on the top of my game. Everything was working out for me. I got the Silva Method program, and I was doing that. But I really, really, really loved my job. Now, did my boss change? No. Did my clients change? No. Did my role change? No. The company, the furniture, nothing changed. I changed. So can you understand that the belief I held was creating my reality every single day? Until I got the awareness, I'm saying I hate my job. How am I ever going to love it if I keep saying that? So I just forced myself to create a new belief. I forced it. I drummed it into my head. I said, no matter what I do, I'm going to force myself to say I love my job. And it really and truly became my reality. And I loved it so much, I stayed at the company for a further 4 years and really enjoyed it. So I wanted to mention that because some people think they're a victim of circumstance, whereas we are creating our circumstance. We're never a victim, never. Every situation you're in, good or bad, you are a cooperative component in creating that. Okay, lastly, it's about intuition and how you can use it in your life, trust it wherever you can, and be aware and try and develop it as much as possible. So that's it, my friends. Did you find that valuable? Did you enjoy yourself? Alejandra is always so fantastically supportive and optimistic. Thank you. And you know more about the Silva method, I think, than most people listening, except for the people in France. They are trainers. So did you enjoy that, Tina?
It was great. Thank you. It really was.
And Darlene, did you like it?
Yes, wonderful. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
great. Caddy, George, you're a Silva graduate. Nick, I hope that you got some value out of it tonight.
Loved it, Janine. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And Paul as well. Paul dropped out a few times.
Thank you very much, Janine. It was great.
Oh, great. So just to tell you, if you like this and you want to expand and develop yourself, the next step's up to you. The Silva method I run every couple of months. It's a 4-day program. This is what we basically cover. We do techniques to sleep better, anytime, anywhere, without the use of drugs, how to manage pain, how to get rid of headaches without ever using medication for the rest of your life and never take another headache pill, generally improve your health overall, whatever condition, and I mean that. We learn how to visualize, to manifest goals, how to increase self-confidence, developing our intuition. We spend 2 days on that. And that helps you to be more innovative and creative as well, because it's the same faculty of the mind. Imagination and intuition are linked. Just remember, intuition can never really be a goal. It's a consequence of developing the imagination. So Jose Silva, who crafted the program, all I can say is he's a genius on how he put it together. We have problem-solving skills. We have decision skills called glass of water. We have a life purpose exercise. It does work. I'm not promising you'll find your life purpose in the 4 days, and I speak for myself, I never, but you plant the seed in your subconscious mind and it will come to bring you the answer. It's just a matter of time. So it's really about empowering you with tools to just help you be more confident, hopeful, self-reliable, and depend on yourself to get ahead in life, not depend on anything outside. I can promise you with the Silva method, and there's graduates here that can vouch for it, you don't really ever need in your life a therapist, a counselor, a psychologist, even a doctor, to be honest, if you use the Silva method techniques fully. I don't know if anyone disagrees who's a Silva grad, but in my life, there's nothing that is left out of the program in terms of what you can use it for. So there are the dates of the upcoming courses. It's $1,500 for the 4 days. You can review for free, unlimited, for the rest of your life, all over the world. You just pay a seat charge. It's a nominal fee of $85 for life systems and $85 for intuition. There's also a conditional money back. The only condition is you attend every day for the 4 days and do every exercise. If you don't like it or you don't think it's got value, no questions asked, we give your money back, just return the manuals. We also have a kids program for 8 to 12-year-olds called Silva Kids. The investment is $997. It's basically Silva Life System. So the first 2 days, that's what we cover off. And any time in the future, that kid can do the full course and just pay an extra $500 to get the full certificate for intuition as well. The only condition is at least one parent needs to be a Silva graduate. And the reason is you need to support them. You need to lead by example. You need to know what they're doing. Not say, why are you putting your 3 fingers together? And, you know, it's got to be very supportive. And kids will always say, if this is so good for me, Mom, why don't you do it? Or Dad. So that's really it. I don't know if anyone's got any questions. No? This is just a quote from Jose Silva, and I think it's the most true insight you'll ever get, is that the greatest discovery you'll ever make is the potential of your mind. If you can learn to manage your mind and control your mind and use it in more expanded ways, your potential, which is unlimited, can be accessed more and more and more without end. That's why to discover how to use your mind and extract more potential is the most valuable thing. So that's it from me. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, please ask now. I'll stay on as long as you want. If you want to say goodnight and go off, you're welcome to do that too. I appreciate your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for joining. You honored me with your presence. Thank you so much to the people overseas who dialed in. I'm very, very honored to have had you. And then all the rest of the people who joined. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny. Have a good night.
Thank you, Alejandro. You too. Thanks,
Thank you,
Victoria. Big
Thank
smile.
you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Good night.
George.
Thanks, Janine. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Janine. See you. Bye.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.